So the main group ride here in Tucson is called the Shootout, and I try and do it every week. And this last week, some of the craziest stuff I've ever seen on a group ride happened, and I wanted to tell you about it. A lot of the pro riders go to this ride, and a lot of the pro triathletes, mountain bikers come down to Tucson to train in the winter. Sun's always out, great weather, lots of guys to train with. We get through the hard section on the ride about an hour and 45 minutes in. Everyone's regrouping, everyone is chatting, things slow right down. I see my buddy turn around, all pissed off, yelling, saying swear words, and I see him go over to the side of the road, and I flip back and I'm like, hey man, what's happening? He goes, I gotta get my phone. I'm like, your phone? What happened with your phone? This guy came up to me and said, you shouldn't be wearing headphones during the group ride. Reached over, pulled the phone out of my pocket and threw it in the ditch. I'm like, this guy pulled the phone out of your pocket and threw it in the ditch? He's like, yes. That made me want to talk about a couple things in this video. Should you be wearing headphones while you ride your bike, let alone in a group ride? And also, should you be grabbing someone's phone out of their pocket, putting hands on someone else? I think obviously we know the answer to that. Before we get back to talking about this incident a little more and Buddy throwing my friend's phone in the ditch, let's talk about headphones while you're riding your bike. I've gotten tons of comments over the last year on my channel about how dangerous it is to be riding with headphones. If you have your headphones in, you can't hear anything. You can't really hear cars coming up behind you. And I think, you can't hear someone yelling at you if they want you to slow down. What I like to do is ride with one earpod in, the one against the road, the right one, so I can listen to books, podcasts, that kind of stuff. And I always wear at least one. I think it comes back to your comfort level, because getting on a bike alone in traffic with cars on the road is very risky, whether you wear headphones or not. But I don't think we can say, and I'm talking about alone right now, not on the group ride. We're going to talk about the group ride in a moment. I think it's one thing to be listening to something in one ear, concentrating on what you're doing, versus you have your phone out of your pocket and you're literally texting and riding. Those are two different things. I think if you stop, you pull over, you start your audiobook, you put your ear pod in, I think you're good to go. There are a lot of people out there that are going to disagree with me. I've been riding with headphones for 8 years. I wear them almost every ride. I know guys out there are going to disagree with that, and that's fine. I think when wearing headphones, you do need to take an extra level of precaution. I also think this is very nuanced. Where are you riding? Here in Tucson, I do a lot of my rides on the bike path. You are much more safer on that bike path than you are out on the roads. A lot of roads here in Tucson have bike lanes. So I think if you're on a road where there's a bike lane, you're a lot safer with headphones. So I think the safety really goes along with regular cycling safety. If you're on a road with no shoulder and it's like the speed limit's like 80 miles an hour and it's only one lane on each direction of traffic, I wouldn't want to be on that road with headphones or without them. And then it depends on how many cars are on the road. Maybe it's 80, but there's 0 cars on the road and it's like Blue Ridge Parkway or something like that. So I think it's very nuanced. I think it depends on what you're doing, and I think this is why this guy was so upset about him wearing headphones on the group ride. Now here's the kicker of the whole thing with my friend with the earphones. He wasn't actually wearing them. What he had the wired headphones. He just had them wrapped around his helmet strap, which I'm sure we've seen everyone do. He didn't even have them in, and this guy got so upset. If you're on a group ride, a guy has 2 headphones in, both ears, and you say something to him and he doesn't hear you, that is dangerous, very dangerous. I don't think you should be wearing headphones on a group ride where you can't hear someone. I have never gone on any group rides and have worn earphones. I might wear one when I'm out with 4 buddies and we're like taking pulls and we know exactly what the route is. I think I did that 200-kilometer ride where we wanted to ride 200 kilometers as fast as we could. I think I wore one that day. But once you go to a local group ride and you don't know all the guys there and you start getting over 12, 15 guys, I wouldn't have headphones in either ear. And I think if you started showing up to group rides wearing headphones, you would get a lot of guys yelling at you and saying, hey, take those out. Now, Reaching into someone's pocket and taking their phone out of their pocket when they don't even have the headphone in and it's just dangling, that's a whole other thing. My opinion, you should never be touching someone in a violent manner. It's one thing to go up and tap a guy on the back and say, hey buddy, good to see you, I haven't seen you in a while. Of course. But to take a guy's phone out of his pocket, I mean, I'm surprised to even have, I feel like I shouldn't even have to say this, but I will. And lucky my buddy kept his cool and didn't retaliate. But you gotta think, there's a lot of guys, if that happened to, and they had their phone pulled out of their pocket and thrown into a ditch, they would be fighting. They would be throwing punches. I don't know how I would have responded to that, but imagine the guy bought a brand new phone and next thing you know, the screen's cracked. What ended up happening is the group split shortly after, and the guy that threw the phone in the ditch, he pulled off with another group and they went a different way. So wasn't stuck with the guy for the rest of the ride. But I'm really surprised that my friend Ethan didn't escalate this situation and just walked away from it, which is pretty commendable if you ask me, because there's a lot of guys I know that would not have walked away from that. That's pulling a guy's phone out of his pocket and throwing it in a ditch, them fighting words. I thought this was a really interesting story that I wanted to tell you guys, and an interesting topic to cover with headphones. I've seen, it's like brakes. I start posting about brakes, people get real serious about brakes, and it's the same thing with headphones. If I post a video where someone sees a headphone in my ear, I'm always getting a comment. So it's something that people are really sensitive about. Guys, I love going out and listening to an awesome podcast or an awesome audiobook and going out for a 3-hour ride. I love that. And if someone told me I could never wear headphones again during a ride, I would be pretty upset. But I think there are situations where these headphones can be dangerous, especially in a group ride. If you got like Metallica full blast in the middle of a group ride, pulling turns and there's like 50 guys there, that is dangerous. If you're looking for new cycling kit, check the link in my description and use my coupon code for 15% off. Really affordable cycling kit from China. You can get bibs and jersey for $120, all different types of styles. They got winter jacket, gloves, all that kind of stuff, base layers. Check it out. If you purchase anything from there, it helps out the channel. I get a very small commission. So if you're interested, check them out. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please like, please comment, please subscribe, do all that stuff. It helps me out tremendously. Love you guys. I'll see you on the next video. I'll see you soon. Bye.